welcome to day 5 of Cubemas, where we play Vintage Cube every day until it goes away. Ugh. I have to not kick my light over. So, today we are going to at least try and get 2 leagues in, and then we will see what we see here. Yesterday didn't go quite as well as the day before, but it is a new day and we are looking for another trophy. So let's get it done. And while we wait, I suppose I will shill for myself. I will be live for the rest of the week, for the next 3 or 4 days until the cube is removed from Magic Online. I will be live at noon every day, and the video will be uploaded to YouTube after that. You can find the link to my YouTube channel and all of my socials in the link tree below. And we're 75% ready to fire this cube, but I am 100% ready for my second trophy of the season. Let's see. And let's... Yes. And let's see what we open. There's an LED. There's a counter spell. There's no power. I mean, LED is probably the most powerful card in the pack. Followed by like Sylvan Library. So if I take LED, what wheels here? Oliphant, maybe. Frantic Search, Gut. Well, so let's take LED and maybe get past a Breach or Brain Freeze and try something like that again. This also isn't bad in like the draw 7 decks. Because you can cast a draw 7, crack the LED, and have mana to play the cards that you got. Here, Mana Vault is the most powerful card in a vacuum. Besiege the Mirror is good if we want to continue down the Storm train. We can take Grief if we want to go Reanimator. But I think we're going to take the Mana Vault, see if we can like end up in big mana decks or the like draw 7 decks. Oh, and there's an Upheaval. Upheaval's really good if you have a ton of mana. And there's also a Mystic Forge, but Mystic Forge will probably wheel. There wasn't too many artifacts in the last pack. The only thing in the pack that I opened that was good in the artifact deck was Paradoxical Outcome. But we're gonna take the Upheaval here and see what else we find. We can take Library. I don't think we're gonna be a Smuggler's Copter deck. And Tendrils will probably wheel. Yeah, let's play a library deck and see what we can do. Here I'm gonna take this Talisman of Dominance. Again, just looking for mana, and we will eventually find something to do with it. Let's move this Upheaval over. Here we have Cryptic Command, which is fine. Most of the artifact decks are base blue decks, and with Upheaval, I think we could be a Cryptic Command deck. Spellbomb would be good if we got Urza Saga, but I'm not holding out hope for that yet. Unlicensed Hearse is good against the Reanimator decks, but that I don't want to take that on the off chance. Let's take this Cryptic Command and see what we can do. All right, here we have Doomsday. And there was a 4-mana chase. And LED and Doomsday is pretty good. You know what? Let's see if we can be Doomsday gamers. Here, I'll take the Battle Ball. I think Battle Ball is better than Worm Coil, and especially because we're only getting one card out of that pack. Here we'll take Outcome. It's good in your LED decks. We'll take Beseech the Mirror, cast Doomsday. Mystic Forge is another cast all the things. We could be Intuition, maybe. I don't think it's gonna make it, but Soul Guide Lantern, which is also good, and cantrips. Take the discard spell, maybe. All right. So we saw Watery Grave and Dark Slick Shores as blue-black lands, but maybe we can pick up an Underground Sea. Maybe the Dark Slick Shores wheels. I think it's in a pack that's wheelable. No. Okay, so no Darkslick Shores, no Watery Grave. So we're looking for Moxen, fetch lands. I just noticed that Jace didn't wheel, so we're probably not going Jace and yeah, I just noticed that Jace didn't wheel. Okay, so here we did open a Mox Ruby, but there's also Mana Crypt and Brain Freeze, and to a very lesser extent, Chromox, Flooded Strand, Snuff Out. I think I'm gonna take the Mana Crypt, and I think we'll move into the like big mana artifact deck, and we might be off this LED. I think I'm gonna take Mana Crypt over Mox Ruby, and that will be fine. Here, I think we'll take. All right, so there's a Zerta if there's Grim Monolith or Basalt Monolith in the cube or in the packs. There's Ancient Tomb, but I think we're gonna take Golos here. On the off chance we get live, actually, no. I'll take the Ancient Tomb because we don't have Academy. So, unless we get past it, which I think I'm the only deck that would want Academy. Here I'm going to take Mana Leak. The first 2 mana counterspell is great. We haven't seen Tinker yet, so this Bolas' Citadel is kind of on the off swing, and might wheel, same thing with Tezzeret. Here, I'm going to. I don't particularly like Blightsteel without like actual Tinker. I mean, there's this Lotus Petal, which I kind of want, or this Scrapbook Mine. I'm going to take this Bloodstained Mire in case we do end up finding like Steam Vents or a Underground Sea. Here I'm going to take the Emery, where we're shaping up to be an a classic artifact deck, and here's Patchy Boy, which is pretty good. All right, we got Thieving Skydiver, Batterskull. I think I'm gonna take Cityscape Leveler, and we'll be all right. Manifold Key is a card that I love to see. But unfortunately, we do have to pass Hangerback Walker, which I would also love. Into Sky Sovereign, because I don't think I want this Wasteland. We can probably get rid of this Bloodstained Mire because we're not a black deck quite yet. Here, I'm going to take Zerta for the board. just in case we see Basalt Monolith in pack 3. And currently we're like mono blue artifact nonsense. We want to see more talismans. A couple more 0 mana artifacts. Unfortunately, we did lose Mishra's Bauble in pack 1. Kappa Cannoneer would be nice. Urza Saga would be great. Tezzeret's still here. Yeah, we'll take Tezzy. And then if we end up blue-red, which does happen, this Carnosaur can come in the board. Monastery Mentor. I don't hate it. We'll take the Winds of Abandon as a removal spell. We can splash maybe and Rod Firebrand last pick. All right. Power would just be great. In the absence of power, there's so many cards I want in this pack. I don't particularly like passing a Swords. I don't like passing Walking Ballista, but I think those are the two worst cards for me. So it's between Nettle Cyst and Force of Will. I mean, we're mostly like we already have a couple of counter spells. I think Nettle Cyst as a sort of win condition is probably better. So I'm gonna take that into. So there's Candle. We didn't find. We haven't seen Mishra's Factory or not Mishra's Factory, Mishra's Foundry or Academy yet. So Candle's not great. There's Subtlety, which is fine, but I didn't take Force of Will, so like it's not a thing I super want to take. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna take like Metamorph. It's castable off Mystic Forge and copying Battle Ball or Nettle Cyst or something like that is fine. It's also fetchable off Tezzeret, which is good. Here, here I'm going to take this Spell Pierce. Just early counter spells are great, and there's a bunch of non-creature spells in the cube. So let's go ahead and take that and reward it with an Urza and a Kappa Cannoneer. All right, so we're definitely in the right lane. I do. I'm going to go ahead and take the Urza and Kappa Might Wheel. If not, Talisman should. And here's Triplicate Titan. I can go ahead and put that in the board. And I think Triplicate Titan's going to be better than Cityscape Leveler. And there's Portal. and Shadow Spear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's only 2 new packs to find Tinker. I'm going to take the Shadow Spear. I think it's I think it's gonna be better. Yeah. They're sort of meek, but I didn't see Thopter's Foundry, and unless it's in the last pack, I don't think I'm gonna want Sword. And even if that's the case, I'm gonna take this Coveted Jewel. It's probably better than. And here I'm just gonna snap off this Lorien Revealed. Because the mana cycler over the draw 3 is pretty good. All right, so here walking Ballista Wield, which is great. I'm okay taking that. What are we at? 16 lands with Mana Crypt. 17 lands. Oh, and Subtlety Wield? I think I'm going to take the Subtlety over the Reservoir. And then this Charter Course. And Kappa. Okay. Snap. Gosh. Okay, so not finding Thassa's Oracle is fine. We ended up with a bunch of cards that would be good in and I mean we only wasted really one pick on the Doomsday. Because we didn't get the Brain Freeze back and we didn't see Breach at all. So we got to cut 3 cards. All right, so I think we can board out Soul Guide Lantern. That's probably fine. I don't think I'm going to main this Paradoxical Outcome. And we're over here on 2. That's 14. I got to cut 2 more cards. I mean, Manifold Key is good with Mana Vault and Coveted Jewel and Mystic Forge. Oh, wait. We don't really have too many combos with Emery, so I'm going to go ahead and push that off to the side. Well, maybe we want Soul Guide Lantern because it's really good with Kappa. And I think we can take out this Triplicate Titan. And no, Coveted Jewel's really good with Upheaval. So you're a 3. All right, so it's 13, 14, 15, 16 lands with the Lorien revealed is kind of 17. I mean, that's probably fine. And then we're just leaning on like Patchwork and Kappa and the Urza construct and Nettlesis to. What's the crew on you? 3? How many creatures do I have? 7, 8, technically 9. Yeah, Tezzeret with Mystic Forge and Mana Vault's probably good. I don't think I need this LED. We don't really have anything that combos with it, especially since I took out Emery. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are really good with outcome. 5 cards really. I mean, 14 islands is a pretty good mana base. So 16, 17 plus Lorien revealed. And we have like 2, 3 counter spells. Yeah, that's probably fine. Let's go ahead and save it and run it out. Like, I don't think this deck is great by any means. Like, I don't think it's cracked, but I do think we will I do think we'll be able to like 2-1. I think one of the inherent weaknesses in this deck is like the mono red matchup. So, but we have been paired. We are on the draw, and library turn 1 on the draw. Yep, sure, keep it. We also have Mana Crypt to play like patches. I mean, library on the draw card, Mana Crypt, patches. That's not a bad start if I do say so myself. And we're still like, well, I guess we're off library. Discards 2 islands, which is perfectly fine with me. Next turn, we can play Nettlecyst. And Tails Never Fails. Boo. Ancient Tomb. So that's 5 mana that we have, and 3, 6, unfortunately. All right. Let's play an island and play Nettlecyst. This grows patches, and Nettlecyst will be a 3/3. And then we'll attack for 2. The next turn we can metamorph the Nettle Cyst. That'll make Nettle Cyst a 4/4, Patches a 3/3. We can attack for 7. And Patches with Ward 2 is pretty good. And if we find Kappa, we can cast it next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opponent cast Frantic Search. Yeah, they're looking for something. They're under their Reanimator deck. There's a Shallow Grave. Okay. Into Jace. Sure. Tails never fails. On the flip. Mystic Forge. Okay. Land on top. So let's get rid of that. Can we cast you? 2, 3, 4. No. So we can play this island and attack my opponent for 7. So it looks like my opponent is a combo deck. And next turn we can have two Kappa Cannoneers in play. Right? 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We can have 1 Kappa Cannoneer in play. Attack my opponent for 5. Attack Jace. And pass the turn. We can flip the island at their end step because I don't particularly want to draw it. And that is the game, folks. It's super. That's pretty good if I do say so myself. And we have we're already kind of pre-boarded for it with Snap and Soul Guide Lanterns. So I think we'll just run it back. We have a bunch of counter spells. So again, on the draw. If we can do the same thing we did last game, that will be sweet. If not, we'll just look for some counter spells. This hand doesn't do anything. It can play Metamorph on one, but that doesn't really do anything. Okay, we can keep this hand. And I'll bottom an island. Because we have. Oh, is my opponent going off now? Okay. Gonna take the Soul Guide Lantern, I guess. To Soul Ring. Oh, didn't take the Soul Guide Lantern. Just took the Talisman. Alright. Kinda wasted a mana there. And missed a land drop. I mean, that's fantastic. Yep. Probably going to take the Kappa. I wouldn't be surprised if they took the Tezzy instead. Yep. So we're looking to draw like Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we have a Kappa Cannoneer next turn. Okay. Mystic Forge. Yeah, I think we're just gonna slam Kappa. Because next turn we can play Mystic Forge and grow Kappa, and Kappa's huge already, and plus Ward 4. Unless they have exactly Snuff Out, they can't remove it quite yet. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that was a quick 2-0. Let's fire back in. And before match 2, I would like to thank everybody for coming in and watching, and watching the replays on YouTube. I will be live for the rest of the week at noon Eastern Standard, or Eastern Daylight. We're in daylight savings time now. And I will be going until at least 2:30 in the afternoon. And the videos will then be uploaded to YouTube. You can find my YouTube channel, all of my socials in the link tree down below. If you are on YouTube, I am streaming on Twitch. That will be in the description down below. My my link tree is in my profile. Now, this hand is I'm going to keep. We are on the draw again, which is fine. So what this hand does is plays a Mana Vault and the Patches on turn 1 and holds up Subtlety. And that also plays around Mana Tithe. Not the Subtlety if we have to pitch it, unfortunately. Just concedes to Patches on turn 1. okay. Maybe they were holding a swords and didn't have a second land or a third land. We don't quite know what my opponent is doing, but so we'll just go ahead and run it back. But we are live for a second league today, which is good. Now we're just looking for profit. Actually, currently we're looking for our money back, and then match 3 is for profit. This hand doesn't have a second land. Is full of expensive cards, so it's going to go back. This hand is an early Tezzeret. If I draw land, an early upheaval if necessary. We will keep it, and I'll ship this Metamorph to the bottom. Goblin Welder. That was not what I expected out of my opponent. I mean, they could be red-white artifacts. Goblin Welder beats. Where's the planes from round 1, opponent? From game 1. Just going to play an island, hold up snap. And stomping my face. So they're red-white aggro. Ancient Tomb. So Bone Crusher. That's fine. I will take 1. And next turn we can play Tezzeret and put a patches into play, or we can draw Urza. That's not terrible. I'm definitely gonna play this Urza over Tezzeret, because patches can get bolted. I mean, the construct can also get bolted, but that's fine. Here we'll just take 4. We'll go to 12. Mana Crypt. Tails never fails. Win the flip. And there's patches. So I can play patches, play Tezzeret, untap the Mana Crypt, and yeah, play patches. Play Tezzeret. We can search for Shadow Spear. Which I think is fine. because there's no artifacts in the graveyard, they can abrade the Shadow Spear. Yep, that's about what I expected to happen. Because if they're red white aggro, the Shadow Spear would bury them. Gonna weld Patches into Shadow Spear. Okay, take 2 for your efforts. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And then they can weld the construct into Patches if they want. But if next turn, yeah, Tezzy's dead. Tails never fails. Play land. Okay. Here. We'll move to combat. Actually, I think we'll just upheaval. And then play Urza. Or Patches into Shadow Spear. Or just Patches. Just Patches. And then we'll discard this Snap. Because the plan's going to be to go bigger. I mean, I know they can weld Patches into Mana Crypt, but that means I can play Urza next turn. Just gonna Bone Crusher. Okay. I'm going to Subtlety that. Because they were looking to block Patches with Bone Crusher. I don't particularly want that to happen. Oh, they have Portal and Battle Ball. Okay. Okay. All right. So they're kind of they're doing the mono red stuff. Yeah, sure. Now, if they find where did they put that Bone Crusher? On top. Yep. 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 All right. So discarding the snap was probably a terrible idea. Tails never fails. Okay. Mana Vault. Urza. Equip Shadow Spear for Urza. RC. Bone Crusher. Sure. No. You know, weld out my Shadow Spear? No. Okay. I'm gonna use it to make mana and cast this Lorien Revealed. Draw all lands. It's not great. Just gonna attack with Construct. If they want to weld it out, they can weld it out. That's fine. Yep. It's about what I thought was gonna happen. And if they attack with Bone Crusher, I will block with Urza just to tap down the Goblin Welder. But this is a very different deck than what we saw in game one. Which, to be fair, all we saw was Plains concede. We haven't seen any white cards out of my opponent. So maybe they were playing like Portable Hole. That would make sense in the Goblin Welder deck. Worm Coil Engine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Drawing 4 lands off that Lorien Revealed was not great. Okay. So I think we want Sky Sovereign to get rid of the Welder. I don't think we need this Spell Pierce. I think we'll play the Cityscape Leveler, and we're not going to want this Coveted Jewel. And hopefully that seems like it's doable. On the die roll, on the play. Yeah. Yeah. We'll keep this because we can go Soul Guide Lantern on 1. Maybe we were supposed to bring in Emery. That would make this so much better. And if they go land welder, we can just ballista that off the face of the planet. Otherwise, we'll play patches here. Dragon engine. So they turn. Okay. Okay. Cast manifold key. And then we'll cast ballista for 1. We're not going to attack with patches. I don't want to trade for this quite yet. But the moment we see a goblin welder, this walking ballista is going to eat it up. If they swing, we're also not blocking. If we draw Mana Crypt or Ancient Tomb or Pyrokinesis, that's not great. All right, I guess we're shooting my opponent. I mean, yep. Okay, Ancient Tomb, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault. No. Okay. I mean, next turn we can just hard cast it. But then they can unearth it. But at this point, I don't have anything else to do. And we'll pass the turn. And if they unearth it, that's so much better for me. Karn. Okay. That's fine. Put that card in your hand. Yeah. So we'll exile Fireball. And they can have the land. There's a Mana Crypt, but I don't want to cast that right away. Not until we find Battle Ball or anything like that. And we'll just hold up Mana Leak for one of their ridiculously expensive spells like this. I mean, Mana Leak on turn 6 isn't great, but I mean, you can have either one of them have a land. Hey, Sleepy, how are you? Let's see. I mean, casting this upheaval isn't terrible, but I'd have to I'd have to play this Mana Crypt. So what is that? Yeah, that's fine. We play the Mana Crypt. We tap all these. I mean, untapping that doesn't do anything. So this way we can play a land, we can play the Manifold Key, and have 6 cards in hand, and then pass the turn. I generally stream weekly, but I have been playing this game daily for the past week. Let's see what my opponent discards. Portal. All right. And for us, Urza was a great draw. It allows me to be very aggressive here. Oh, and we won the match. Love to see it. Upheaval winning games. So, hey Sleepy, thanks for the follow. Very much appreciate that. Currently, I'm only going to be playing Magic Online. I have a couple of other things in the pipeline. I'm going to keep this hand because on turn 1, we can cast Mana Vault into turn 2 Urza and other stuff. Or do we want to play a turn 1 Nettle Cyst into turn 3 Urza? No. No. We will we'll play turn 2 Urza into there's an Urza Saga, speak of it. I am from the eastern seaboard of the United States. That is about as specific as I will get on that. No, I just F6 my turn. That's what I get. Well, that was a whole mistake. Okay. So we're going to take 3 here. It's going to feel really, really bad because I forgot that Mana Vault triggers even if it's untapped. Okay. So let's play this island. Let's do what I had planned to do the first time. Into Soul Guide Lantern. And here we can play Snap if we need to. It looks like my opponent is roughly the same kind of deck, except they have Urza's Saga and they got Shadow Spear. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So we'll snap whatever they try to equip. Or will just snap this token. And I will untap these 2 lands. Oh, well, I can always appreciate art. I'm an artist myself. So I get no. We'll take 1 from the mana vault. We'll draw Metamorph, which is great. We'll play this Ancient Tomb into do I want to play this Coveted Jewel? No. I think we're going to play this Nettle Cyst into Phyrexian Metamorph. And we'll tap this Soul Guide Lantern. And we'll copy the Nettle Cyst. And then attack with the Construct token. Yeah, thanks. What media what media do you use? Are you primarily digital or physical artist? Yeah, they're gonna spellbomb my Construct token, which is fine. But my Phyrexian germs are currently. Oh yeah, sweet. I do a lot of spray paint myself. To talisman. Okay, so our constructs are the same size, and that's fine. But I don't. They're probably holding up a counterspell. It looks like. So I think. I don't think I'm going to try and jam this Coveted Jewel quite yet. We're looking to find another artifact to cast. We'll go ahead and untap this Mana Vault. It seems pretty okay. No. Okay. You know what? We'll pass the turn. Make it look like we have a couple of counter spells in hand. And then we can untap with a bajillion mana next turn. Jace the Mind Sculptor. That's not great. You're gonna bounce one of my germ tokens. Yep. I mean, that still leaves a 4/4, which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to take 4, but all right. We are going to spin with Urza. See what we got. Land. Okay, it's not great. So we can do it again. or we can start cracking with the nettle cyst. Which I think is a decent plan. All right, Jace goes down. Let's fire off another Urza flip. What we got? What we got? Mystic Forge. We like that. I'm gonna spell pierce my Mystic Forge. I'll feel real bad about that. Manifold key. You know what? I'll leave that on top for now. Mostly because I only have one 0-drop artifact. And being able to, sure. I'll take 8. Yeah. Yeah. I'm at 2. I'm at 1 because of this mana crypt, which is fine. That means I can't activate this Mystic Forge or tap the Ancient Tomb, which is okay. I'm okay with this. Scrapwork Mutt is fine. No. We'll go to 1. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw with the Soul Guide Lantern. All right. We're going to play a Manifold Key. Play land. Untap the Mana Vault. Play the Talisman. Cap a Cannoneer. So 1, 2. Yeah. All right, so we're dead. That's fine. We knew they had the counter. I assumed they had the counter spell, but that's fine. All right, so here we want Sky Sovereign. They seem to be doing something very similar to what we're doing, but I think Walking Ballista is going to be pretty good here. I don't think we want Cityscape or Coveted Jewel. I think Cityscape Leveler is going to be better. And all of that should be good to go. So this is a turn 1 patches, turn 2 Urza. Keep. Into turn 3 Kappa Cannoneer. Alright. Opponent plays an island. Tails never fails. Except that time. Turn to Urza. Attack my opponent for 1. Alright, so we need to draw land. To cast Kappa. If not, we can play Tezzeret and get Mana Vault. Tails never fails. I mean, that's not a terrible one. Alright. Always yield to my aggro triggers. Back for 3. See if my opponent wants to bounce anything. And then next turn we can play Mystic Forge, which grows all of the things. There's the workshop. Opponent took the workshop from me. The 1 ring. Okay. That is fine. I'm okay with that. It allows me to use my creatures as mana. Tails never fails. Oh, it's a cryptic command? Okay. Play Mystic Forge. And hold up cryptic. Yep. And hopefully that means my opponent is dead. Yep. So 6, 9, 10. If I play 1 artifact. Grim Monolith is not my fight. cast, counter, counter, draw. Get spell pierced. Okay. No. No. So that does mean we need to draw something or have something on top. Tails, no fails. Of course it does. Draw. Exile. Um, 5, 11, 12, 13. Force of negation. Okay. So 6, 11, 15, 16. So blocks are necessary. They can trade with construct and die. And block Kappa, take 10, 12. Yeah. They can't block Urza or they die. They block the construct. They take 11, go to 4. Okay. Does that kill me? If they can play 4 artifacts, we die. They're at 1. So this is the last turn of the game. So you can bounce the construct token if they want. There's Skull Clamp. That's +2. So that's 7. I mean, that means we're dead to a crypt flip. I mean, they have a bunch of cards in their hand. I am F6. Because I know the top card of my library is not helpful. Alright, so they drew a card with Spellbomb. They have 7 cards in their hand. So let's see what we got. They got no, just equip. So that's 7. I'm in 2. I was dead to Mana Crypt. Alrighty. Tails never fails. Yeah, win the flip. Exile off Mystic Forge. Yep. Okay. So in sideboarding, I think we're good to go. but I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Let's hit submit. All right, on the draw with turn 1 and 2 patches. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. And then if we draw mana, things happen. If we do not, we die. I'm gonna deal a bunch of damage to myself. But this is the most aggressive hand. Short of like turn 1 battle ball. Ancient Tomb patches. Light Intruder for Urza Saga. Okay. Into play Urza Saga. Yeah, that's fine. All right. We need to draw some artifacts. No. We gotta draw some spells. I would love to draw a Mana Crypt. A Mana Crypt would just be so good here. Because it would allow me to cast Kappa. It's not a Mana Crypt. Actually, we can just cast Kappa. Turn 1 patches, turn 2 patches, turn 3 Kappa. Yeah, it seems good. Next turn, we can play Tezzy. Or if we draw one of our mana accelerators, we can play Battle Ball. What do you got that gets you out of this, opponent? Make Construct. Okay. Shadow Spear. All right. Looks like my opponent wants to race. Always yield to Kappa. We'll just swing for 6. Three mana. What do you got, opponent? Thieving Skydiver. Gonna steal my Shadow Spear? Okay. I mean, next turn I'm casting Battle Ball. Like, I will block. Yeah, Shadow Spear is legendary, which, like, Skydiver equips it, which is fine. But I'm gonna lose Tezzy, which is okay. But my opponent saying they just found out that Shadow Spear is legendary. Oh, opponent. Okay. So we're going to we're gonna get Mana Crypt, which triggers the Kappa Cannoneer. And keeps Tezzy around as a ooh. I get to hold up Spell Pierce. My opponent is very, very, very dead. And look at that, second trophy of the season. You love to see it. All righty. Let's go ahead, join another one. See if we can make 2 into 3. Because we got time. And it looks like this draft is going to fire very, very quickly. While we are waiting to jump in the queue, we're not going to shill because we jump right in. All right. So here we have a couple of reanimation spells. Necromancy being the better of them. Fetch land, ponder, Kappa if we want to run the artifact deck back. But I think I'm going to take the necromancy here. This is a better reanimation spell because it can enchant. It can get one of your opponent's big creatures back. So let's let's try the reanimation deck. In here, we're snapping off Entomb. It is the best card for Reanimator. And we're passing a Dak Faden, a Counterspell, an Intuition, which I wouldn't be upset to have. But we're going to snap off this into Preordain, I think. And we can be the Preordain is a very, very good card in the AB combo decks, which A and B. Here, since we're going to be blue, I'm going to take this Lose Focus. And we're looking for like Archon of Cruelty, Atraxa, Jace is a good discard outlet. Teferi is just fantastic, though. It makes your opponent's counterspells not. But I don't know if I want to splash white quite yet. I'll just take Baby Jace and try and be a little better than that. Savai Triome is fine. If I had taken the Jace, the Teferi, I would have taken the Savai Triome. Here, I'm going to take the Airtie. Because it's a counterspell or a removal spell, and we don't particularly care about how many cards our opponent has in hand. We're just looking to kill them dead. Now, we're looking for things like Flash, Atraxa, Archon of Cruelty, Atali. Those are the big ones. Here, I'm going to take Spellseeker. Spellseeker for Entomb is pretty good. Spellseeker for Preordain less so. But I kind of want to like make sure the person to my right, just show them all the good green cards. Here I'm going to take the Grave Titan. It's not the best thing to reanimate, but it's still pretty good. This was the pack that I opened. I think we'll take Kappa. And here we'll take the Intuition. I don't hate it. Take Kogla as like a medium. We'll put the Leveler in the board, Safekeeper in the board. Take the Waterlog Grove just in case we want to splash some things. I mean, we'll put it over here in case we do end up with Atraxa or any other like big spell we can cast. We're looking for, power, other big dumb fatties. Blue black lands 11, 14. We're still waiting on the last pack here. Yeah, the hold up. Astro Toast holding stuff up. He has, oh, well, we have a jam right about here. The Seeker's Chariot last pick. Yep, that's fine. If we end up in like bug stuff, I wouldn't hate it. Well, here there's Urza Saga, which is a good card, but we're not really doing that. Knight's Whisper, Collector Brutality, Malcolm, all cards that we could conceivably want. Same thing with the Trop. But I'm gonna take this Flash. Most of the cards we would want to reanimate are pretty good with Flash. Here there's 2 decent reanimation targets, but I already have like a decent reanimation target, but I'm going to take this stuff out. Free removal spells are just at a premium. I'm going to take this Ashen Rider. I think it's better than Kogla. If you reanimate it, this flat, it's okay with Flash. Here we're going to take the Shelldock Isle, casting one of our really big things is pretty good. I'm going to take this Putrid Imp as a secondary discard outlet. Here I think I'm going to take this. I don't know. I don't particularly want to take the Sunken Ruins. I think it's the worst of the dual lands. So I'm going to take this Virtue of Persistence. It's a removal spell that can be like, I'm just going to take it for the 2 mana -3/-3. Here I could take Rona. What's your backside? Nothing really. I'm going to take this Darkslick Shores. Just kind of shore up our mana base here. What is the last pick? Peatland, maybe? Najila. We can put this Waterlog Grove in the board. Here I'm going to take this Time Warp. We can reanimate something. It's really, really good if we reanimate something. It's really good with Jace. I'm going to take this Time Warp into Collective Brutality. If we can get that show and tell back, we did not, but we did get the Woodfall Primus back. That's kind of like, but we already have the Ashen Rider, so we'll take this Mystic Confluence because we're going to be kind of control-y, and the show and tell came back. That's great. Ledger Shredder is a pretty good Magic card for us. Take this Thespian Stage on spec. Rankle in case we need to steal Seraph last pick. Okay. We can put this Putrid Imp in the board. It's the worst of the discard outlets because these all draw a card and Collector Brutality does other stuff. Okay, so here's Deep Cavern Bat, Mind Twist, but I don't think we're really a Mind Twist deck. currency converter is pretty good in the reanimation deck. You discard it, you make it 2/2. Yeah. And then maybe Deep Cavern Wheels. I very much dislike discarding that Minskin Boo. Here's Life Death and Tinker for the leveler, but the only artifact we have is a currency converter and the treasures it makes. So I'm gonna take this Life Death. Let's see what we see. Here I'm gonna take this Zagoth Triumph. Like we already have a bunch of discard outlets for Lily. We have 1, 2 reanimation spells, and Shallow Grave will probably wheel. But let's take this Triumph. And like, look, there's Corpse Dance. Astral Dragon is fine. It's probably the best card for us. We don't. The only shuffle effect we have is Spellseeker and Entomb. So I don't particularly want this Brainstorm. I don't want to play Bob in the I have a bunch of mana Fat Fatties deck. So I think we'll take True Name. It's a fine card. Here, Troll. Troll is just A+. Troll gets Triome, and it's a good reanimate card to reanimate. Here I'm going to take the Baleful Strix. It's just cantrips and early pressure. Here I'm going to take Bitter Triumph. As a removal spell and a discard outlet, it's just a really good removal spell. And this, how many cards are left in this pack? So I'm not going to get the Sundering Titan, but I think that's okay. Here I'm going to take Git Probe. Just knowing what you're playing around is the information is super valuable. So we can bring this Kogla back in, I guess. Take the Fairy Mastermind. It's just a card we should be able to play. I'm going to take this Flash out. It's not super in this Intuition. Take Liliana as a control outlet. So 11, 15 lands. We have just all of the things. Take Valky as a sideboard card against creature decks. Shadow Spear. We gotta cut 11, 14, 15, 2 cards. I think we can cut this Time Warp. We have 2 reanimation spells, a bunch of discard outlets. Is it Airtie or Kogla? Yeah, it's Kogla. Curtains. Yeah. Okay. I don't hate this. Let's sort by color. I don't hate this. So we're roughly about even. We're on 17 lands. No. 6 and 6 is one extra blue source, right? Yeah, one extra blue source. And we're a little heavier on blue than we are black. And we have this one-off triome for the life side if we want it. Yeah, this deck seems sweet. Let's see what we can do with it. Did you save? Did Magic Online do Magic Online things? No, just oh, we're at 39 cards. Okay, that makes sense. 16 lands plus a troll. Okay. We can play curtains then, I think. And then we have, Rankle if we want to be aggressive. If we need to be aggressive, like they go bigger. Virtue if we need more early removal. Putrid Imp can kind of block Valky against the creature decks. All right, let's see what my opponent has in round one. And while we are waiting, I would like to thank everybody who stopped by to watch. I will be streaming for the rest of this week, every day at noon, to play some more Vintage Cube. And after the stream is done, you can always find my videos on my YouTube channel linked in my link tree down below. And we are on the draw in round one. We're going to keep this hand. We do have Shelldock. We have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a fatty to discard. Seems reasonable. Into none of those are great. Ledger Shredder, I guess. And pass the turn. My opponent holding up a counterspell. We're going to go ahead and cast this with 2 modes. Choosing my opponent for both. If it gets countered, I'm not going to hate it because it puts this Astral Dragon in the bin. And like, look, there's the mana drain. We expected a counterspell. I don't like that it's mana drain specifically, but that's okay. To Rona and Chart a Course. The Mirror looks like it might be the Mirror. Okay, that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and slam this True Name Nemesis. Um, just putting pressure on my opponent is pretty good. And next turn, if we can draw a reanimation spell, that would be awesome. You are non-creature permanents. So, lands. I guess at this point, my opponent loots, discards a swamp. We drew the necromancy. But I think with my opponent holding up what looks like Cryptic Command mana, I think I'm just gonna shove this Baleful Strix into the counterspell. Into Bitter Triumph. Yeah, that's fine. Bitter Triumph is an instant, so I'm not super concerned. Narset. That's fine. Discarding Brazen Borrower. Discarding Subtlety. Okay. All of that is fine. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. What do you got? What do you got? Revealing Echo of Eons. Okay. Okay. I see what you're doing, opponent. I really wish I drew a blue source. Or a black source. So here, I think you are target creature. Here, I think I'm going to reanimate the dragon and make 2 copies of Narset. Or we'll keep that one. And activate it and whiff. And we will attack Narset and attack my opponent. And then here, if they want to echo, it will not end well. Discards echo. Deluge for 4. Okay. That's fine. I wasn't doing much there anyways. Okay. Counterspell. All right. All right. So it looks like my opponent is going to attempt to cast Echo, maybe. Or just holding up counterspells. What do we got, opponent? Mystic Confluence, draw 3 cards. Okay. I don't think that's my fight. I think they are like a Hull Breacher deck. Monastery Mentor. Fine. I snuff that out. And let my opponent brainstorm. I didn't want them to find like actual or any other airtie is fun. I think we'll pass. We can take one, a couple, 2, 3, 4 times. There's the black source for the tar pit. Yeah, animating tar pit. Are we attacking? Okay. What I'm going to do here is destroy the tar pit and block the monk token. Nope, they did have force of will. Okay, I'll take 5. That's fine. It's fine. Spellseeker. Yes. What does that do? Gets me Entomb. I only have one reanimation spell left, so I think I'm gonna get this Preordain. I mean, it feels really, really bad, except when it doesn't. So I don't want to reanimate the dragon. I will die. So I think I'm gonna hold up Bitter Triumph to try and kill the tar pit. If I can't kill the tar pit, this life death is just going to be off. I will block the monk token. Do you have a counterspell to blow me out? No. Clean board? Clean board? Okay. Into lose focus? Alright, let's cast this Ledger Shredder. And I think I'm going to death the true name instead. Discard this one. And then hold up lose focus. Alright, I mean, we're gonna cast it. Make my opponent pay 2 more for it. Because if they pay 2 more for it, I'm losing it anyway. So it's just free. And this also taxes their mana a little bit. Into, yeah. Yeah, I like those magic cards. Discarding basic island, I guess. Because the card you want to take here is Entomb. But I don't think you can. Takes Concealing Curtains. Okay. Oh, Collective Brutality? That's even better. Cast. Minus. We'll do the full boat. Target opponent, target creature, target opponent. Those. We'll discard basic swamp. And Mystic Confluence. Take Mana Drain. Cast Preordain. Shredder. Discard Curtains, which levels up the Shredder. Put that on the bottom. Put that on top. And we'll attack for 5. And then you're exiled. Okay. So my opponent has 1,000,000 mana. I assume they're going to attempt to cast Narset. So that's +4, 2, 3, 4. Cast with Replicate. Replicate 1. Okay, so what do we want against this opponent? Rankle seems pretty good. They're also a Reanimator deck, so don't think the Astral Dragon is where we want to be. I think if we move away from and take Valky, and that makes us more of a control deck, and we still have we can still entomb the troll or necromancy the troll if we need to. Okay, let's Let's see what our opening hand looks like. Uh, 2 lands, get probe. And if we draw any... Yeah, sure. That seems okay. Here's the creeping tar pit. All right, let's see what my opponent has in store. What do we got? Animate Dead, Sculler, Marsh Flats. Okay, so we're not casting this in Tomb. All right, we'll put this currency converter. Oh, wait, no. Nope, nope, nope. Undo. Undo. Ah, damn it. All right. That was a mistake. We'll put the swamp on top because that'll help us cast Lily. Our opponent's probably going to go Courtyard into Sculler. Yep. And yep. So they'll probably take Liliana here. And what we'll do is entomb the Grave Titan at the end of next turn into Necromancy it right away. So my opponent can't animate it. Yep, took the Lily. Or we can draw the Grave Titan, which isn't great. So we can entomb the Troll. We have 2 unknowns. All right, so what do we want to entomb here? Because I think they have, because they know we have the Necromancy. So I think I'm just going to entomb the Ledger Shredder. That was a really good draw. Because I'm 1,000% sure they have a counterspell. Marshflats. All right, I'm gonna flash this in and block. Because this either forces the counterspell out of their hand. I'll remand. That was your counterspell. Do you have a Marsh Flats or a Tundra or an Underground Sea? Show me another counterspell. No. Okay. Unfortunately, we're just not drawing lands. Which means I think we're going to lose this game. Because my opponent has 6 cards in hand. There's not a whole lot. That's not a terrible one. I think, yeah, I think we'll just end a turn the Fairy Mastermind. Just force my opponent to deal with that. That's the problem with playing around counter spells. You have to make it tempting enough. Mystic Confluence. Love it. Love it. No. No. All right, so they draw 2 cards. Encounter the spell. And I'm going to cast Rankle. I'm going to make everybody discard a card. Because the cards in my hand are really good, and they'll probably discard. They discard a land, so we still know they have Animate Dead. Okay, okay. We know they have both these cards in their hand, which is fine. If we draw an untapped land next turn, which I think is all of them, the only not untapped land we have is that's activating Tar Pit. Okay. I'm okay with this. Alright, so they still have these 2 cards in their hand. And they're trying to race. Okay. I'm not going to have anybody do anything. Because I like all of the cards in my hand. So I think what do I not care about? I think it's Lily. So we'll bait that. Okay. Activate the hidden mode on Liliana, which is do not activate. We can shrink those. Activate Tar Pit. Kill Lily. Toxic Deluge for 3. So you're just wiping my board? Is that the plan? Yep. Yep. All right. So we want to draw an untapped land. Attacks Lily. Yep. We want to draw an untapped land. Because unless they have Force of Will, it's not an untapped land. Huh. Alright. We're going to play the Grave Titan and hope they don't have Force of Will. If they have Force of Will, we're dead. No Force of Will. Alright. So that's fantastic for us. And then next turn, we can Collective Brutality them, cast Tybalt. And I don't particularly care if they go like Narset into Collective Brutality, not Collective Brutality, Echo here. Animate the Rankle. You love to see it. And to activate Colonnade, attack me for 6. Or activate the top. No, Narset. Okay. Whiff. Perfect. No blocks. Discard, I assume. Alright, so each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Okay. Sure. We drew a land. And troll. Okay. So what's the plan? Attack Narset. All of these cards attack Narset. Attack my opponent. Make 2 more zombies. No blocks. Narset dies. My opponent goes to 3. I could have attempted to kill my opponent. Alright. Let's attempt the big dumb scary thing. Mana drain. Of course it's a mana drain. Alright. That's fine. I knew that was possible. But we can't get echoed into oblivion. We have more than lethal in play. We're at a semi-healthy life total. Oh, just activate the squad is the play. So that's 4, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna lose this game. GG's. I should have just attacked my opponent. Yep. Yep. Should have just attacked my opponent. All right, game 3. Do we like attempt to level them by bringing back in the reanimation cards? No. Well, they didn't see Valky, so, and we're on the play this time. All right, we do have lands and spells and a cantrip. All right. Bottom that, top that. Because next turn we can shell dock into Cycle Troll. True Name is probably fine. Let's see what my opponent's working with. True Counterspell. All right, so they have a bunch of lands and a Spell Pierce. All right, so we got to watch out for that. Hard Evidence. Okay. All right, so we're gonna Swamp Cycle. For Zagoth Triumph. Let's play Valky and take that Monastery Mentor. Play this Zagoth Triumph. And we're just going to play around this Spell Pierce for as long as we know about it. Courtyard. Okay, we'll pass. End of turn, we can turn Valky into a Monastery Mentor. And we also have lose focus kicked. Okay. Okay. That's fine. What okay, so they know about that. That's already in play. Discard Plains and Island. So we know about these cards. We don't know 3 others. Tide Hollow Sculler. I'll cast and replicate that. Twice. So blue, 1, blue, blue. Same targets, same targets. All right, so we know they have a basic swamp in their hand. They have a brainstorm. All right, so we don't know a damn thing. Okay, got it. So you're going to discard the worst of 5 cards. I'm going to discard this Ledger Shredder. Because actually I lied. I'm going to discard this Jace. Because Ledger Shredder does very much the same thing. But so you discard Marshlands. Fractured Identity. Yeah, sure. You're gonna make me sack this. Yep. Okay. Untap land, please. Perfect. All right, now we can counter this Monastery Mentor that they're going to try and cast. Yeah. I mean, yep. All right, so they have 1 card in their hand. So they might choose the hidden 4th mode on Liliana. Yep. Yep. Okay. Cast a Ledger Shredder. And I think we have to just kill the Monastery Mentor. And we'll discard this Grave Titan. Because that way we can play land and not care what Lily does. And we can attack Lily next turn. Baleful Strix. Well, that's less good. I don't think we're going to win this game, chat. No, especially not with draws like that. I mean, I can cast True Name at the end of turn. And then kill Lily. Yep. It's fine. Hidden mode. Activate. Cast. Choose you. Attack Lily. Attack my opponent. Put the trigger onto the stack. Each player discards a card. There's the last card. Subtlety. Love it. Alright, cool. Alright, so we drew a card that didn't really do anything. Cathar Commando is fine. This Baleful Strix is holding Rankle back, but that's okay. We're not going to win this race unless we draw Virtue. Fairy Mastermind is fine. I'm okay with that. All right, that's not a terrible draw. I'm going to take 3. And at the end of turn, everybody's going to draw a card. Woolen Tomb. What do I not want to draw? Spellseeker? Spellseeker. Get out of here. Perfect. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Come on, opponent. Transform Rona. Okay. Deals combat damage. Source deals. Sure. So it's 5, 8. I mean, I'm going to block the Cathar Commando. That prevents the most damage. Unless they have Time Walk, we win the game. Draw 2 cards. Yep, perfect. Sure. Back with all creatures. All right, that is the match. All right, so that was the first match in this league. I will be calling it a day here. I have other, I have things to do, but I will be back again. Hold on. I will be back again tomorrow at noon, and for the rest of the week at noon Eastern. And I will be playing until about this time. If you missed any of today's stream, you can find it on my YouTube channel. The link is in the link tree below. If you are seeing this on YouTube, hello. Nice of you to drop by. Please click the big red button that says subscribe. Hit the like button, comment, share, do all of the algorithm things. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.